The lack of depth, the lack of class and quality ultimately is why we probably are in this dire situation. They've got 11 cup finals. What is the biggest concern for me is I don't know if those players have got the minerals for it.
This is why managers and fans fume with VAR, because I personally believe we get back to 2-2, it's a completely different
Yeah, without a doubt. Obviously this manager is Antonio, he's a hybrid of both, and I'm not writing him off. Like, I only care what he does in the next 11 games.
So does he.
That's
and
it.
I like the fact he just doesn't care. He's just like, I'm here to do the job. How worried are we about relegation?
I don't think this too big to go down. And a lot of people were saying that in the media. Have not watched us this season at all. This is the level we're at now. We're relying on other results. And when you get in that position, it's hopeless.
Would you both take it if we won the Champions League but we went down?
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
You'd all take that?
If the club folded the day after, I wouldn't care.
I'd be actually very happy for the club to fold.
Hello and welcome to Inside Spurs, talkSPORT's dedicated Spurs show, where we talk all things Tottenham Hotspur. This show is sponsored by BetMGM. Download the app or visit betmgm.co.uk, 18+, gambleaware.org. Please gamble responsibly. My name's Majestic, and as always, I'm joined by Sonny Snelling from Sonny Talks Spurs and fellow Spurs fan, the person as upset as me, creator, Abbi Summers.
Oh, every time you say fellow Spurs fan, I'm just thinking, how long can I live this life? How long can we collectively do this?
Do you know what? Where do we start?
With the obvious, with the inevitable.
I know.
I've been dreading this episode.
Well, I wasn't on air. I wasn't on air on Sunday. I was in Las Vegas.
Lucky for you.
Yeah.
So, but I got up to watch it, stayed up.
Poor boy.
Oh, I know. And I don't know what we thought was going to happen.
I mean, my dad had the right thing. He went to the cinema and saw the new Elvis film. I feel like that was...
There's another Elvis film?
Yeah, there's another... Yeah.
Same guy?
Yeah, Baz Luhrmann, but it's like, yeah.
I really enjoyed that first one.
Literally might as well do that next week then.
Should
we all just go on a group trip to the cinema?
Yeah.
Welcome to Inside Cinema. With Sonny.
That'd actually be a great show, mate.
Be better than the Spurs podcast at the moment.
Far more entertaining.
On the way in here, I actually had an Arsenal fan take me in the black cab. He's like, are you on now? So we're doing our Inside Spurs podcast. He's like, good luck. Horrible. But listen, Spurs got battered at White Hart Lane, the same score as the Emirates, and Arsenal completed a league double over Tottenham Hotspur in back-to-back seasons for the first time since 1987 to 1989.
Wow.
Which is the first 2 years of my birth. So it started badly for me. I should have known then. But yeah, let's just go over it from the start, because it was like, I see the energy of the crowd beforehand. It seemed he was up for it. Yeah. Dele Alli at half-time. Paul Coyte, a friend of the show.
Oh, he's got ripped for that, by the way.
I know.
He got absolutely torn for what he said.
Yeah, but you're supposed to.
I agree. I've defended him.
You have
I've
to.
been like, what do you want him to say? No, we're going to lose.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, he's not going to say that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, obviously, that, you know, things don't age well sometimes.
No, they don't age well.
I don't blame him for saying that.
No.
That's what you want.
You need someone to rouse us up.
Yeah.
Because nothing's getting a tune out of these boys at the moment. And that starts with the manager. How do you think we set up?
Well, to me, I felt like the game went literally... the result was the same as the reverse fixture. It started... You thought, oh, the shape may be a bit more solid here, but I just think that starting lineup, like Dragusin, Palhinha at the back, Van der Ven, like not being able to really do much in that left centre-back slot. I mean, Dean Scoggins last week said, Van der Ven, marauded in runs, but we weren't going to expect an attacking threat from this Spurs side. I think Spence and Gray struggled in the wing-back position. The midfield was quite overloaded, which I understood why he probably did it, because you look at Rice, Subamendi, even Eze, you probably want to go a bit man for man. And I thought, I'll be honest, I did think we started okay. The shape looked a bit more solid. There was a bit more energy there. But you just sort of knew, even like when it went 1-1, even after that first goal, I thought, right, here we go. Like, they know how to sort of pick us apart now.
Yeah, it ain't difficult.
And they were just, I think Arsenal were comfortable. I think they were really comfortable in possession. They knew how to toy with us. I think Gabriel and Saliba, they just knew how to handle it. They were on the ball. They were ticking it over. I just think with the tools we have at the moment, it's just a dire situation. I feel like the only player you could really, and we'll get onto him probably soon, Kolo Muani looked a little bit fitter, a bit like, off the shoulder and all that, making some good runs. But at the end of the day, he was doing it on his own up there. There was no support. There was no from the wing backs, from the midfield, no one to pick a pass. And Xavi Simons just got buoyed off the ball at every opportunity. And that is the levels between us and Arsenal at the moment. It pretty much was men against boys.
Yeah.
It's a golfing class at the moment. I said that on air on Sunday. So we kind of expected it. But interestingly, you know, I felt the first half, obviously we let the goal in, but we came back straight away. I thought they looked quite nervy in defensive positions. And and I don't think we gave that enough thought.
We didn't. I think that I actually didn't think we were terrible first half. We set up exactly how I thought we were going to set up, because in all honesty, when you've got 13 players to pick from, like it kind of writes itself. And I thought, obviously, well, he likes a back three, which I think is always risky when you play in the Prem anyway. We're not great at back three regardless.
We only got 3 centre-backs.
Yeah, literally. I think that there was times in the game where I thought, well, maybe like you as a gaffer, like you can change that. You can see we're struggling a little bit, like put Polinia, make it a back four and put Polinia into midfield or just something like that. The amount of space I felt that we gave to Eze was absolutely criminal.
Literally no different to the first game.
Criminal. But I think the energy was... the difference between that setup and the one that we had at the Emirates was, I think, that the intent at first was there, whereas I didn't see that at the Emirates.
Yeah, because I even thought Basuma played well first half.
I think first half was fine, and I genuinely believe that obviously things are fine margins. Like, I think obviously had we had quality available, like our 11 that's missing, I don't think is in the situation we're in, but we are in the situation we're in because they are missing realistically.
Yeah.
And I think that the lack of depth, the lack of class and quality ultimately is why we probably are in this dire situation. And the difference, obviously, between two teams, you look at who they can bring on, who we can bring on. It's ridiculous. But I would say that had that second goal have gone in and you bring it back to 2-2, I'm not saying we wouldn't have lost the game. We probably would have. But I just think in terms of, like, it was such a gut punch for us, like that being ruled out. And then obviously they get the third pretty soon after. I think it just took any type of belief and hope out of them. And I thought second half we were really, really poor.
Yeah, I think with the second half we started very poorly, allowing Gyökeres that much space.
He looked unbelievable, didn't he?
How have we made this bloke who has run around in Timberlands and jeans all
he's
season?
He's good against relegation.
I know he is, but like there's it's being good, and it's just of all the people, Eze and Gomez.
No, we made Gyökeres look good because it was a really good goal, a good touch.
It was a very good goal.
He got it off, but he shouldn't be allowed that much time and space on the ball, and that again is the lack of intensity from our boys.
I think it's erratic midfielders. Like when you've got Gallagher in there who...
Poor game, by the way.
Yeah, I feel sorry for him because it's like, I feel like he has just been chucked in and like he doesn't really know his role or position. You've got Sarr who, really poor game, even the first goal. You just want him in a derby. I don't care if you give away a foul, just clatter through Saka in that situation. And Basuma who, maybe he's of the three the best technical ability player, but has the only games he's really played a run is for Mali at the AFCON. So that's your situation that you got. I think maybe this is the positive spin. Obviously, we knew this Arsenal game was going to be tough, but the real test of this team is going to be Fulham, Palace, Leeds, Forest, those games where you've got to get something out of it.
They've got 11 cup finals, and I think that what is the biggest concern for me is I don't know if those players have got the minerals for it.
No.
I don't know if they've got the mentality, because I don't know if there's like I feel like generally like there's an arrogance around Spurs, like too good to go down. And like even the way that the media and probably some fans are still talking about it, like, no, we won't go down.
It's like,
guys,
we just need to win these games.
Yeah, but we don't.
Trade.
We're nearly in March.
Yeah.
Like we haven't won a game. You could say, all right, let's bank on the home form, but we don't win at home. So I think that like everyone needs to take off these glasses that Tottenham are too good to go down or too big to go down. Yeah. You ain't too big to go down. And if you haven't got the players who have got that dog in them to really put in a shift and leave the blood, sweat and tears on the pitch, we will be in the Championship next season.
Well, we're going to talk more about that later on in the show, how realistic relegation possibly is for Spurs. Just to take it back to the Arsenal game, Spurs took 6 shots against Arsenal's 20s. Just shows everything there, doesn't it? Let's talk about that disallowed goal that you talked about.
Did my nut.
Well,
we've seen the footage.
Nut.
First and foremost, it's a foul. It is a foul, by the letter of the law, right? Unfortunately.
What about Romero, Ekatike?
But we know this. This is the problem with VAR, the consistency.
This is what annoys me.
So it's either you've got to just go consistent against the board and go, I'm going to use my eyes on the field. That doesn't look like a foul. Let's go and get on with it. It wasn't, if we was in a lift together, I don't think you'd feel me push you.
No.
If you push Gabriel in a lift, he's over on the floor crying. Like, how can someone...
How was it not given the other way? When it was Moani through and Gabriel, no, this is what I don't get.
This is the inconsistency, and this is why managers and fans fume with VAR, because I personally believe we get back to 2-2, it's a completely different game.
Yeah, without a doubt. And look, if that's what they want to call it a foul, fine, and call it a foul. But guaranteed, we will see that given next week. And we've got so many instances, like we just said, even the Ekatike one last season, the push for Gabriel on Romero. You know, there's so many instances where this has gone against us, but when it's for us, it seems to not be given. I'm not saying there is a conspiracy, because I said this yesterday, I don't like to do that. But I just think you're ruling that out. It is so soft. The way in which he's gone down is a disgrace.
I don't even think it was a push. I think it was a lean on. You know, like when you're just getting your... Like, as someone goes up the head of the ball, you're always going to have your hands there. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think it's outrageous.
After watching the Everton-Man United game last night, I don't know if you call it, the wrestling from the corner.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They were throwing each other into the goal.
Like, it's literally...
Make it make sense.
What end of the spectrum are we, like, refereeing here? Because, I mean, you say VAR, it's the people in charge of it all the time, because they're not... And I just think the refereeing display in the whole game was poor. I think Arsenal got a lot.
I was
when Arsenal fans moan that they don't get anything,
even the cabbie today said, "Look, I'm an Arsenal fan," but that ref.
They know that was soft. They know.
I think a lot of fans actually admitted it's soft.
Yeah, a lot of them have.
But again, this is where football's at right now, and everything is under the microscope. Every little thing is, we'll have to go check that in slow motion. Everything looks worse in slow motion.
Just use your eyes. Yeah. Use your eyes. There's literally no force on that. And he's obviously made a meal out of it, and fine, fair. That's, I guess, what you want to do. But I think we all know, if that was the other end, if that was Gyökeres on Romero, that goal's given.
Yeah.
100%.
And the bit that does me is but that will like ruin the players' mentality. That's probably why they have now gone on to lose 4-1, because they can't pick themselves up and go, right, we need to carry on. And I thought we were going to show that fight. When it went 1-1 and Colomani won that ball, made it, you know, something out of nothing from Declan Rice's mistake, I thought, here we go, something I haven't seen in a couple of weeks. But they sort of reverted to form. And that's why I'm giving Igor Tudor a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, because, you know, he's only had, was it 5 days, 7 days? He needs a little bit more time to... Because even he said, like, these are good players with bad habits. And it's like... I mean, yeah, maybe not good, maybe mediocre with bad habits.
Can we just? I don't know if it's on here, but can we talk about Mickey van der Ven ignoring instructions?
Well, this is the problem with that picture, because I've heard from other sources that he was actually shouting at Jagerson, and you don't see him in the shot.
Okay.
It looks very bad for Van der Ven, because we've seen him with Thomas Frank ignore him, and we've now seen Igor Tudor screaming his head off to move up. All that says to me in general is, we saw Big Ange, so play, go forward.
Yeah.
We've seen Conte do it. So when we argue, is it the manager or the players? It's the players.
100%.
Just sitting back.
Well, yeah, it is. But I do. Obviously, this manager is Antonio. He's a hybrid of both, and I'm not writing him off. Like, I only care what he does in the next 11 games.
So does he.
That's it.
I like the fact he just doesn't care. He's just like, I'm here to do the job. You lot need to do this.
He's Winston Wolf, isn't he?
Yeah.
But my concern was that when we were, especially under it at times the other day, that he didn't change to a back four.
Very Amory.
That is my concern. Because I don't care how we pick up points, as long as you pick up points. You can literally have a back 8 for all I care, in all honesty. Do what we did at times in the Europa League. But I was just a bit concerned that he didn't... The players are what you've got, but he could have, I think, changed tactically when he could see we were struggling in that back three. And my concern is that he didn't. But
again,
do that.
for example, the second goal comes so early in the second half. It's kind of like we was a little bit asleep. He's thinking, well, the system's been working fine. We'll get back into it. Like we said, we did. It becomes 2-2. The system's working, in his opinion. Then all of a sudden, Dragusin decides to head the ball backwards. And again, you want to talk about luck. The Polina just doesn't fall to him.
They're the jammiest. We know they're the jammiest. Crazy. They always are. It's so bad. How have you let them do that? You know, 4-1 back to back.
But Eze. And doing dances on the floor like Homer Simpson.
He's laughing at us.
He was calling us trash.
He was calling us trash. He was laughing.
That's what
he was laughing at us as well. He probably thought, oh my God, I can't believe my luck. But you know, he hadn't had a shot on target in the Prem since the last time he played us.
That's insane.
The thing that annoys me is just we shouldn't have touched him with a barge pole in the summer. We shouldn't have even gone near him if he was that adamant to go to Arsenal.
Well, maybe no one realised how pro-Arsenal he was.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen obviously a lot of people say it. Fuad, who's been on the show before, he said he hates him more than he hates Sol Campbell.
Oh. Who said that?
Fuad. Do you know Fuad?
Wow.
He said he hates him more than he hates Sol Campbell.
Oh, no. Nah, I think that's impossible.
It's not. I don't.
I did a video of Sol Campbell in Brooklyn with a load of Arsenal fans giving it on some Arsenal channel.
Relevant.
Yeah. He's only relevant 2 times a year,
literally,
Judas.
Yeah.
So.
That's it.
There's no airtime on here. No. He didn't want to answer my questions as well, so I refused to interview him once. That's
he wouldn't answer you. What did you ask him? Why are you such a Judas?
I said, I'm only going to interview you about this situation. Is if I can speak to you about Spurs.
Obviously.
And I wasn't going to be bad. I was just going to ask him a couple of things like...
Why did you do that?
I'll just say, with hindsight now, do you understand possibly why people might have felt the way that they felt? And also, do you think doing adverts with certain companies...
Crazy.
It's not going to bode well, is it? But anyway, let's not talk about him. Let's talk about this fiery debate in the talkSPORT office, Sonny, because...
what have you got?
I heard you've been teasing us in the WhatsApp group.
So it got really heated. Funny enough, on the 10th floor, so not the radio floor, the publishing floor, there's quite a few Spurs fans down there, and it got a bit heated because we're going back to all the Ange and who's to blame and all that. And I reverted it back to the situation. So hear me out here.
Okay.
So if both these things happen, Spurs get relegated, and Arsenal from now win nothing, who has had the more embarrassing season? See?
Spurs getting relegated.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I think Arsenal.
Nah.
I think. I mean, they'd be the biggest bottlers.
Yeah. But nothing after what they've done. They're top of the Champions League, top of the Premier League, Carabao Cup final and doing well in the FA Cup. And they win nothing. But the reason I say Spurs is less, because I think this has been a long time coming. That's my argument for that. Like, this has, to me, been bubbling along since Poch left. Like, we were always going to go down this when Kane and Son left. And after last season as well, I don't think it's a big shock if Tottenham go down. I think Gary Neville the other day said it'd be the biggest shock in Premier League history. Whereas I think Arsenal from now, like losing, like, and also I think they'd look back, and even if they won it this year, I still think they should look back and go, we should have won the other 3.
No, but listen, I understand that, but at the end of the day...
What are you thinking, though?
At the end of the day, Blackburn Rovers won the Premier League.
And
and where are they? Like, they've won the Premier League. Leicester have won the Premier League, and they're...
There could be League One.
Yeah, we cannot afford, our football club as an institution cannot afford to go down.
But I said what's more embarrassing?
I don't know, getting relegated.
I think us. Yeah. As much as I would like to say...
This is more of a civil reply than I got upstairs. They're like, you're mad.
The irony is that Arsenal have created this whole notion of you have to win things, otherwise you're not successful. Because during that Poch time, although we didn't stuff over the line, I felt successful.
Yeah.
I felt we dined at the top table.
But this is what
I could come into talkSPORT and enjoy it. And
go, that's because the bar and the expectation had been raised so much because of the work that he had done. Yes, it didn't accumulate into trophies or silverware, which is such a shame, and it is a travesty that didn't happen, because there was obviously many factors to why that didn't happen, but it made us competitive, and I think that we'd gradually become competitive under Martignol, under Harry Redknapp, finally Pochettino. We were there or thereabouts, and we were finally in that big boy conversation. And obviously you look at us now 7 years later, it would be the biggest, it probably would be the biggest shock, because a team like Leicester, who had come up, obviously they did the most unbelievable thing in going and winning the league, but they were at their core still pretty much a championship team for a lot of that. Blackburn, it's such a long time ago, but with Tottenham, you are a Premier League team. You are meant to be part of the Big Six. Like, you going and getting relegated is unthinkable. And the ownership and the club and the infrastructure and the players, they are not prepared for that.
No.
How do you act if you end up in the Championship? Don't think for 1 second if Spurs went down, we'd come straight back up. You must be dreaming, absolutely dreaming. It would. They're not aware of the repercussions of what that would be. This is not a club that would understand it. And it's different to someone like a Villa or a Newcastle, who obviously are big clubs, but weren't at the same level when they got relegated as someone like a Tottenham is, you know, and they were more, I think they were probably a bit more prepared to then be able to be in that Championship and be in a fight. Tottenham would have absolutely not one idea, not one iota of how to survive in that.
Yeah, I guess.
Because look at them now, we don't really know how to survive currently.
Because Newcastle they kept Rafa, didn't they?
Yeah.
They sold, was it Sissoko and Wijnaldum, which were just assets they had to get rid of. They kept the bulk of the team there. Same with Villa. Villa went down. I think they kept a good bulk of that team. I think now, and I think we're looking to do this in next week's episode, we're going to go through the squad and think who would stay and who would go. Because I'll be honest, they're all one out. They're all one out.
None of them have got a relegation clause. I'd be saying,
but none of them have any even shown, like, except for maybe, this is what made me laugh at the weekend. You've got this back line, apparently one of them can play for Real Madrid, one can play for Barcelona, one can play for Bayern Munich. And I'm like, I'm not even this season. I another debate in the office. I said, name a good Spurs player this year, and there was a pause because everyone was like, they went to say like Van der Ven and Romero, and even then you're like,
do you know that?
But they haven't showed the leadership or the discipline to fight. Like they're meant to be good defenders, but they've not defended.
The only one I would say is actually any time he's played would be someone like Kevin Danzo.
Yeah.
That's the only
or
one.
Or Solanke since he's come back,
Solanke
maybe.
since he's come back.
Well, it does bring me on nicely to how worried are we about relegation. Let's start with you, Sonny.
I mean, I agree with what Abbi's just said. I don't think this too big to go down. And a lot of people who are saying that in the media have not watched us this season at all. They think it's just... They think, like, oh, we'll just win a couple of games. It's like, we have been so dire the whole season. It's going to take something monumental from the players and from the Igor Tudor to really... And a bit of luck to turn us around. The only positives you have to say is we have... those extra, and I say extra, was it 5 points of West Ham? You've got 5 extra points on the board, which is obviously points...
I think it's 4 now.
Or 4. So we've got that on the board, which does help us massively. You could then argue that West Ham and Forest fixtures are trickier, but the problem is we gave West Ham a shot in the arm by beating us the other week, and Forest against Liverpool looked quite good. The only thing, I don't know if they've got a goal in them.
I think that Man United goal against West Ham the other week was huge.
Yeah, huge.
But this is the level we're at now. We're relying on other results, and when you get in that position, it's hopeless.
Yeah.
Where are you? Do you think?
I'm
worried?
I'm very.
I'm actually accepting it now. I'm accepting that next year will be inside the EFL. Will be, Abbi will be back in the gantry at Stoke, and I'm
going to surprise all of you. We're not going down.
Look, I think if we don't go down, I think there's a lot of luck in that.
No, it's really that simple. I'll tell you my reasoning.
Tell me why.
If we were to go the other way to the top of the table, who's in the title race?
City and
Arsenal.
So no Villa, yeah? So they're third, right? Where we are is Forest and West Ham are battling it out to stay up, yeah?
Yeah.
And then around us, you've got Leeds as well in the mixer as well. So between there's 4 teams, realistically, in that slot there. But at the end of the day, these guys have got 4 or 5 points behind us. Forest are only a couple points behind us, etc. Like you said, their run-ins are a lot trickier than ours, right? Crystal Palace at home, we've beaten them already this season away, right?
Just about.
So if you can reverse that fixture, you get the points.
We've got Forest at home, we lost.
I know we did with that one. But
Fulham, we lost.
Battered.
Yeah, Fulham, going into the Fulham game, if we get a draw, we've done well.
Wolves we drew.
If we can, I get that. But I just...
Plus we go to Liverpool and Chelsea where we never win.
No, 100%. But I just think having the fact that we got Palace, Leeds at home, even Forest at home, I just think as well, the other teams as well, what they've got around them, we are just lucky that there's the Burnley and Wolves anchor and there's that one space. That's why we're lucky.
Even they're in better form than us in the last 12.
But again, you know what it is?
Yeah.
This has... like West Ham, it was terrible for them. Then they had a little moment and then it was away. This has to end somewhere. It can't... We're in free fall.
In the Championship.
Yeah. No, but...
Look, I see what you're saying and I would love to... I don't want to feel how I'm feeling. Part of me thinks we won't go down because... I can't quite believe that will happen. But there is a part of me that it is a genuine, real concern because I look at the fixtures and I think I don't know where we're picking up points because defensively, I mean, the fact that Romero is still out for 2 games, he actually shouldn't even have the captain's armband back, in my opinion. The fact that you've also missed another 4 games, it's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
On top of everything else we've got to deal with, all the injuries, I think it's such a disgrace. Doesn't deserve to be captain of this football
People were
club.
saying, we did miss him at the weekend. I'm like, that's his own doing. We have to realise that.
He's missed 7 games for us this season through suspension.
Yeah.
Like, that ain't your captain. Rubbish.
Okay, quick question. If we do go down, right, who's the manager at Spurs?
Gary Rowett. No, he's at Leicester, so maybe not. Who would we get?
Chris Wilder?
I think you'd have to get someone to just steady a ship. But then who is that? Maybe...
No, I think that I don't know. I could see... That's when I could see someone like a Robbie Keane doing it.
Yeah.
That's when I could see that happening.
Potts doesn't take it if we go down.
No.
I've asked the question.
But then, I know I've been going at Poch, but then...
I bet you want to now, don't you?
No. But I'm saying he could get bigger jobs than that.
Like, of course he could.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. So why would he like...
Well, look, he'd have
oyster.
to be absolutely mental if he actually took it if we were in the Championship.
Yeah.
But still, like,
it would be funny.
I do... Also, what we were just talking about in terms of us
Robbie
actually going
Keane's a
down,
good shout.
I think the problem is It's the injuries. Because if you think about it, our biggest problem, again, one of our biggest problems in the plethora has been attacking. So none of those players are coming back. Like, Kulusevski ain't coming back this season. Bergvall probably ain't coming back this season. Madison ain't coming back this season. Odegaard's not coming back this season. It might be April.
Kulu not be available for a whole season?
Well, I don't know.
There actually needs to. I saw Gary Neville say on his podcast, and I don't usually agree with him. I think there needs to be an internal investigation. Yeah. Like, he was suggesting...
Is it to do with the pitch?
That's what I was going to say. Is it our pitches are too, like, the material... Because I was even seeing rumours, and maybe I've got my tinfoil hat on here, that, you know, the whole... the pitch is on a tray. The fact that that is a thing, or the pitches at the train... Like, there is I have never known an injury crisis quite like this.
Apparently, I didn't know this. Someone said it to me the other day.
Even Kinski's injured, by the way.
How
did that... Yeah.
I'd say another one. Harry Kane never seems to be injured at Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
No, never. And think about he had like glass ankles when he was with us. It's apparently it's something to do with the pitch, and apparently they changed the pitch or something to do with the pitch 2 years ago, because obviously it's got the NFL thing underneath it.
Yeah.
So apparently something changed. Apparently 2 years ago. I don't know how good or bad that is, but also I think it's damning the fact that everyone goes for their treatment outside of Tottenham. So that's again looking at the medical stuff. Why does everyone go and get their treatment done at other clubs and elsewhere and abroad? That's terrible. And I think that for us, what you see is effectively what you get. We might have Porro back, fine. We might get Danso back in the next couple of weeks. We might get Kudus back in April, but the damage is already done. And I think the fact that this ownership, Johan Lank saying that there was no options in January, is the biggest load of I've ever heard. Regardless of Thomas Frank, because I feel sorry for Thomas Frank in certain situations. I mean, I'm happy obviously he's gone, but I feel sorry for him. And the fact that this ownership and board and recruitment did not do anything to help us in January, seeing the injuries we've had, seeing the lack of creativity we've had all season. It's not like the Maddison and Kulu thing just randomly happened halfway through like it did last year with Ange. This has been the whole season. So you're telling me you couldn't find anyone on loan till the end of the season in the whole world of football?
That's another thing. West Ham actually went out. I know, you know, they're not the be all and end all, but Pablo and Tati they brought in. I don't know if Forest brought in anyone, but I mean, even the fact, you know, it might be balmy, but I think they look a bit better under Vita Pereira.
Well, like so early.
I mean, got a result against Fenerbahce. That isn't the easiest game away at Turkey, and against Liverpool they gave him a good game. I know obviously there was, you know, the goal and all that, and they did lose, so there's no points on the board. But when you look at momentum, I think momentum is a huge thing in football.
Do you want some bad news?
What's that?
According to sources, Robbie Keane is favourite to replace Glasner at Crystal Palace.
Oh, really?
Yes.
But that wouldn't be for the summer.
In the summer?
Well, things can change, can't it? Because if we're in the Championship in the summer, then he might favour coming back to Tottenham.
Well, yeah, it depends.
Actually, sums up we can't think of anyone who would take it. Maybe they.
Genuinely.
But this is why we are a mess. This is why we're a mess. We are. I said this, and even one of my friends said this.
This is so depressing.
10 years ago, after not backing Poch, he says we'll be in a relegation fight in 10 years, and we was, and we are.
Maybe my argument was spot on.
No, it is these things, and as I said, because what Spurs have tried to do over the last 10 years is take a step to the next level, right, with the Contes and the Mourinhos, when the foundations of what we're doing aren't at the next level. The wages, everything else that we've all talked about over the last season. If you don't have that ready to match what you want to do on the football pitch, it's never going to be the same.
It's like getting a car, changing making nice leather seats, but you still put the wheels on.
100%, and that is how you end up.
Pochettino said it himself.
For the last 10 years with Lo Celso, Ndombele, Brian Hill.
Well, I think that there's obviously been massive misses when it comes to recruitment. And Ndombele's a annoying one, because I think technically he was so good. But the character
but
and
player profile.
Yeah,
player profile straight away. That means your recruitment is poor. Because there's so many players you can see. Even on a Sunday league basis, there's players I know, 5-a-side, they'll rip it up. Play them in 11-side game, terrible.
Yeah.
And so, but you should know all of that detail as a scout, that hang about, every time he goes somewhere, 5 games in, he's a bit of a problem in the dressing room, he's this, he's that. So we've had a terrible...
We have gone back to exactly how it was before Poch came in, but obviously it's a worse situation, because when he came in and he had players and attitudes in that dressing room that needed to be ripped out, that's what he did. And that takes a long time. And I still believe that if he does come back and we stay up, it will be, I think I said it to you maybe last week, it will be the exact same thing, because we'll have to rip this club apart again. And really, it needs to be ripped apart from the actual infrastructure of the club. But in terms of a team, you will have to be patient with the Poch stuff, because he's got to do the exact same job he did 10 years ago. But actually, it's worse now. Because
But he believes there's a better talent.
Yeah, he does. He does, and I think that there are players in that do massively fit a Poch system when everybody is.
And again, they are young lads who need to get a tune out of. They need to feel something. There's a disconnect at Tottenham with the fans, the players, everything's disconnected right now, and that's why I always say there's only one man to come back to do the job, and it's Pochettino. Instantly connects us, and that's it. Let's talk about some of those transfers that we've seen under Lange. Lange Spurs signing Simmons, Kudos, Solanke, Tell, Gray, Bergwijn, Odeberg, Kinski, and the lad who's at QPR, was it Min Hoink, Sonny? Yeah. It's just...
Well, look, you can say that... But, I mean, I think Bergwijn is going to be great, whether or not he achieves that with us or not.
Yeah, but bar Solanke, right?
But it's all potential, isn't it?
Solanke's the only one that's a Premier League player.
What it is. I think you've even got Chelsea.
Kudos.
You got Chelsea.
Oh, yeah, and Kudos. But again, West Ham fans would tell you that, he won't play a profile. He turns off after a bit.
Odeberg was at Burnley.
Yeah,
I think that
proven Premier League players.
Proven Championship players you're looking at.
But it's true.
So that'd be perfect.
It's true that, like, it's no surprise when you look at Spurs' transfer history, look at the clubs that we deal with, or we might get the odd player from PSG, and if they were that good, they wouldn't be selling them at PSG. Same as when we signed players from Barca over the years or Madrid.
But that's a Daniel Levy making.
Of course
because he fell out with everyone in the Premier League.
Yeah.
No one wanted to deal with us. I remember City saying the Cole Walker saga was like pee in blood. They said it was that painful. Yeah. So, yeah, I think the most telling thing was, I put it in the group chat earlier, there was a stat thing done that like attacking patterns for teams, and you look at Spurs, and I think producer Kev can put this on the screen. It's all down the right hand side, whether they're crosses from deep, crosses. We do not use our left hand side. And in the January transfer window, Ademola Lookman was available from Atalanta. Atletico Madrid went, fine, we'll have him. He's already scored in the Copa del Rey, La Liga, and the Champions League. And we'll face him in a couple of weeks, probably in the Champions League.
But the problem again is
that's recruitment.
Recruitment, but how many of these players want to come Spurs?
None.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you pay them enough, they'll come.
There's that.
I mean, Conor Gallagher, I know obviously hasn't worked out yet, but there was we convinced him over a move to Villa just because we put the money. But the thing is, it's a little too late. This ownership should have been doing that like 5 years ago.
I just think that it is so criminal what this ownership and what this recruitment and what this board have done to us. And anyone that wants to sit there and back it. And this doesn't also mean that Daniel Levy is off the hook, by the way, for what he's done.
But people keep saying that.
Yeah,
which is
not at all. Like, he still owns 33% of the football club just because he's not there as the puppet.
He's walking away from the explosion, looking away.
Like, I think that this is where we have these rose-tinted glasses. You know, we've made Ange really rosy, whatever. Like,
family is blaming
all the patterns. And actually, do you know what? Simon Jordan said it yesterday on talkSPORT. He basically said you're seeing now exactly just how the club is run and everything about it. Just Daniel Levy's not the face of it. Yeah. But anyone that didn't believe that before, like, I always have personally maintained, I will always thank him for what he did in terms of the business side. I know that it's Daniel Levy as the face, but the puppet masters are Enig. Yes, he's part of that, but it's the whole thing. He was just the target man, the one that's got the face of it. It's the whole entire ownership and the way in which they have run this club and let this club and this fan base down. It's so infuriating because they don't deserve. They deserve to be in the Championship. Yeah, they do. They deserve that.
The fans don't.
The fans don't, and this club doesn't. But this ownership, they would deserve every single thing that they get. And if it wasn't for the fact that we would end up in the Championship, I would actually say, fine, do it to them, because I don't care.
I'd like to see their £3 billion asset be worth half.
But then we would be in the Championship and think about how that would make us. But it's one of those things, because we'd all still pay our season ticket. I mean, how nice of them. They're frozen the season ticket. But it's a bit presumptuous to say that, isn't it? When we're not even sure we'll be in the Prem next year. So you think we're going to pay, what, $1,200 plus a season ticket to be in the Championship? Are you dreaming? Dreaming.
Yeah, we're at rock bottom.
Yeah.
I feel like we're in like a cancer session here, but we're at rock bottom.
The
first thing we have to do is admit that we're at rock bottom.
Yeah.
So that's the only way.
When you're at rock bottom, it can only get better.
That's my thinking.
Until we lose to Fulham.
Yeah. That is my thinking.
God, this is the most depressing pod. I'm so sorry to everybody watching. So sorry.
But
if you're still here.
We're still here.
Are you ready to go even more depressed?
Yeah, go on then.
Let's go with the injury 11. Do you want to hear our injury 11?
This is what you could have had.
It is what you could have won, yeah.
In goal, Kinski.
What is the Kinski injury?
I
Does
just
he
heard it.
exist?
They said it on commentary.
How's he got
Probably sore throat, isn't it? Like Solanke.
a sore throat? Is that really enough to keep you? Is that really enough to keep you out of a North London derby?
Possibly.
Imagine if,
Really?
Imagine if like big dunk back in the day went. Sorry,
I've got a sore throat. I mean,
he's got a sore throat. Look.
That's Vegas.
I was literally off work pretty much the whole of last week. Sorry that I came in on Wednesday. So sorry, but like I still came in on Wednesday. I still came in on Sunday.
Put in a shift.
I put in a shift, and I had shingles.
Eh?
Yeah.
I'm glad I was opposite then.
Yeah. No, you only would have got it if you actually would have touched me.
Oh, that's all right.
But I had shingles. So a sore throat. You're telling me you couldn't pop a Lemsip and a Strepsil?
Well, Arnie might have touched you.
Yeah, 2 hands on the back.
Right, so Kinsey in goal. Poro, Romero, Danso and Adogi. That's a good back four, that.
Yeah.
Bergvall. This is the midfield. Bergvall, Bentancur and Maddison. And Kulusevski and Odegaard.
Where's that finish in the Premier League? 17?
18th.
Guaranteed.
No, I mean, look, you've got goals in it, you've got movement in it, you've got a decent back line. Like that, and probably a far better goalkeeper than. Oh, I can't bear him either. Vicario, but still, that it probably finishes top 10.
Yeah.
Well, between 10th and
12th?
13th, probably.
Palace.
All I would say is, seeing with the relegation speculation and all that kind of stuff, just shows how much pundits and the media despise us.
Oh yeah. But we despise us.
We're the most self-deprecating ever.
Yeah, we've given it a good go today to just. I've even had people in my own comment section being like, "Sonny, I think you're being a bit too negative." What is there to say positive?
The positive is when the whistle goes.
What did he say?
Who was that?
On the Wayne Rooney podcast, is like, Tottenham are just a bad team. And it's like, yeah.
But
we never said we wasn't.
We've been bad for 2 years. We had one good day in May where we won a cup final, and nothing's come off.
But I just don't think you could build a team when you've gone through this many managers in this period of time. How do you build? This is why I bring it back to that next appointment. It has to be right, because
that's why it can only be him.
It can only be.
Because it has to be someone that you trust. It has to be someone that you will give the time and the patience to, and you'll trust with getting the players that he will need. Hopefully he'll have more control this time. But there's absolutely no chance that you can give this to someone like a De Zerbi, or you just can't, because we'll sit there again.
It's so delicate. Right now, we're in the most delicate place we've ever been as a football club. And the thing is as well, it isn't like the 90s when we beat Oldham and to keep survival and in the Premier League, etc. It's a whole different world now. If you drop out of that Premier League, not only if you dropped out of being a big six club, you're not even in the top 10. You're in the Championship.
Bottom six.
Would we still have Inside Spurs next season?
Derek has confirmed. I think he's confident that he'll do well.
It would.
We'll just have to do segments on inside. What was it? Bentley's EFL corner.
Yeah.
So
Tuesday night at Deepdale.
That's the problem. Like we won't be able to handle. Was it 40? Do you play 48 times?
Play a lot of games. But we don't know Europe.
Yeah.
We don't know Europe.
Can we just have a really random moment? Imagine obviously it would never happen, but let's say we won the Champions League. Okay. Would you both take it if we won the Champions League but we went down?
Or relegation?
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
You'd all take that.
I'd if the club folded the day after, I wouldn't care.
I'd be actually very happy for the club to fold the day
I'd shut
after.
my channel down, but I wouldn't care. I'd just be like,
if we won the Champions League but we went down, you take it and you take it.
Yeah.
I'd love to see the logistical nightmare of being like, they've got Inter Milan, but they've also got Blackpool, so who gets Premier?
I don't even know how that would work. How would we do that?
It has been done, because you remember when Wigan won the FA Cup and they were in the Europa League?
Yeah, but that's a Thursday. Our fixtures would be Tuesday, Wednesday on both things. I mean, obviously this is wishful thinking. It's not going to happen, guys. However, if Ange was there, I'd actually probably back it.
Oh no, don't bring him up.
Listen, Tudor comes in, does a Di Matteo.
And we get relegated.
They didn't get relegated, of
Or
course.
we just stayed. Again, do you know what? This could go down to the last day. This could go down to the last day.
Well,
I'm not allowed out the gantry until we actually say
Is it?
I'm
going to let you know and tell you it's not going to go to the last day. And you're okay.
What's your percentage?
I'm pretty confident.
You're not 100% though.
Not 100%.
The whole scale. He's confident we stay up. You're in the middle, and I'm confident we're going down.
Yeah.
That's the level.
I just think that rut has to end. It has to end. Like, you can't just keep being bad.
The rut's been happening all year. Like,
It's been happening for longer than that. It's been happening for
We've had one good game.
We've got to get a new manager bounce. That has to happen at some point, no?
Oh, I thought it would happen at the weekend.
Because it's Arsenal. That's why it was stupid of us to wait until Arsenal to get rid of Frank.
Oh, yeah, we've left it way too late. He should have been sacked after Forest or after Bournemouth or after West Ham.
Or after the Chelsea game.
Or after the Chelsea game. After Arsenal last time. But the board left it so late to pull that trigger that you've left us in an even worse position because you've got 11 games.
11 games with 13 players.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It sounds good, doesn't it?
Crazy, crazy, crazy.
Because, OK, I understand why you might be feeling how you're feeling, Sonny, because our next game is away to Fulham, right? Yeah. And we have not turned up there for a long time. When's the last time we did all right at Fulham away?
I feel like I was thinking Harry Winks, you know, when he scored that last.
Yeah.
They can't be that far back.
I literally think back to like
you know what? That
saved
Poch that season. We hadn't won an away game like all season, had we? I remember that.
Oh yeah, but that was 2019, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's how long ago. We're
because they've got that. They've got the bloody. Was it London Colney running through them now? You got Iwobi, Emil Smith Rowe. They'll score at the weekend.
Of course they will.
Of course.
I can see do spins on the floor, and all this.
He was laughing at us.
I'm laughing at
us. Yeah, because we are embarrassing. We are embarrassing.
But do you know how embarrassing that is?
Yeah, because we're embarrassing.
I've got something. Are we actually the worst team in the Premier League?
Well, football-wise.
Yeah. But no, in general. Because I think Wolves and Burnley, you can give them the benefit of the doubt because Wolves have just been ripped to shreds. Burnley, they haven't got the facilities to stay up really.
I would say we are.
I think we're the worst.
But I also think that the injuries make us look worse.
I mean, that does, but I'd say that's a part of it.
And also, it's also the mentality of the boys there because they move like they're in the Champions League. This is the weirdest thing. They're Champions League footballers who haven't lost a game like at home this season in Champions League. But in the Premier League, they're just this ridiculous. And you see them when they turn up for the training and they do the interviews and it's like, morning, can you name me 5 Power Rangers? The red one, the black one, the white one. Yeah, nice. See you later. Yeah. It's like,
at this point, I don't really care about a Power Ranger.
No, but
I don't need to see any content
can you
like
name
that.
5
and it's all about. I know it's modern footballer, but it's all
Can you
about.
name 5 times we've won in the last 2 seasons?
But it's all about the fit. They come in and they look swagged out. I know it's modern day football, but when you're 17th in the Premier League, come in the tracksuit. Have the tracksuit done up ready for work, go, mate, we're in a bad position.
Or just don't make content during this time. Don't do content during this time.
There'll be people say that about us.
Well, we have to, because that's literally our job. But I think that probably I would keep your head down until you start putting some...
You leave the content to us.
Yeah, leave us to rip you apart.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
And you just focus on doing the football stuff.
I can't remember the last time I felt happy when it came to Tottenham. Like, I just feel...
Bilbao.
Yeah, bar that one day. Like, in the last 2... Probably, I'll stretch it to 3.
We haven't played a good 90 minutes in 5 years.
No.
Since we've moved to that new stadium, right, at that new stadium, there hasn't been... I can think of maybe the Man City game in the Champions League.
When the resaved the pen.
Do you think that plays a part of it, by the way?
Possibly.
Like, because let's put it this way. We were, like, aiming for the stars, being like, let's move to a new stadium, upgrade our training ground, but then we haven't acted like that at all. If we'd have stayed at White Hart Lane, we would have been like...
If we'd have stayed at White Hart Lane one more season, we probably would have won the league.
Yeah.
We were unbeaten that last season at White Hart Lane.
It was missing a bloody corner.
But my God, I would absolutely trade anything to go back to White Hart Lane, go back to having that ground that had a soul, that meant something, and not have gone through what we've gone through. Yeah. But you have to look at any team that moves. Look at Arsenal, for example. When they moved from Highbury, and it took them 20 odd years, just under, to get back to a place where you are competitive. It does affect you, but Arsenal had already been a successful club. And
also, still during that banter era, they were winning FA Cups.
Exactly.
So we've got 1 Europa League to show for it.
And if we were sitting here and being like, yeah, we're finishing 12th, 13th, 14th, even 15th, but you're having a good Carabao Cup run, you're having a good FA Cup run, you get to the final, I'd probably be like, look, it really ain't good enough, but we are back in the 90s, but now we're like, we're just trying to stay up.
Well, let's keep the depression thing going, because in the last 5 games against Fulham, we've only won 1.
Nice.
We've 1 draw and 3 wins for them.
Nice.
Fulham also have a full-strength squad.
Great.
They just beat Sunderland. Which is a massive result for them.
We've got to go to the stadium.
I know. Solanke and Richarlison may now be starting options after 8 minutes against Arsenal. Would you put them straight back in?
No. I'd put Solanke back in because I think that front two, Dean was saying it last week, I think they'll be able to work off each other.
Or Solanke and Mwane?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like
to see that.
Because I feel like you were seeing patches of that, but Xavi Simons, I'd ideally go like 1-2 up top, so Xavi just behind them, and then like them two up front. I think you got
rather than the three.
You got Solanke with the hold-up play, and then you got Mwane who can run off him, and I think he looked much better doing that. But obviously he was, he had scraps to really
it's going to be
feed off.
Again, isn't it?
And then the midfield, I think ideally that needs to change. I think having three in there is too much.
You got Pellegrini to hopefully come back into the
3-5-1-2. I'd go.
Yeah, so you sit with that back three.
Yeah.
Interesting.
3-4-1-2. Get me
Poro could be back. You put him straight in. I would.
I do.
Especially if you're going back three.
I think Archie Gray has been through the absolute wars.
Take him off.
He's just.
Get him off.
I feel his career is falling around him as it stands. Like he's got the potential to be a really good midfielder, and we're forcing him at right back to.
We've had no options.
I
feel so sorry for him.
Well, listen, sit with us. Jed Spence left back.
Yeah.
Poro as you're right. Then
I don't know if he puts Poro straight in. I don't know.
I think you got to. I think that's one thing he's actually better at is being a wing back than as a defender.
Well, if you're going to play with a back three, then yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Romero still suspended for another 2 games.
I'm so ready for him to leave this football club.
Do you know what it is? Speaking of that, quickly, just to come away from Fulham, whoever comes in, hopefully it's Poch, I just want to sit them all down. Who wants to go Real Madrid or Liverpool? Van der Ven and that.
Get out.
Go.
Get out.
I see any single person can leave that football club right now for me.
100%.
Start again.
But not Berger.
No, keep him.
Keep Berger.
Yeah.
I'd keep Madders. I love Madders.
He don't play anyway.
I know, but just even as a cheerleader, I like him.
YouTuber, isn't he?
Yeah, but he could be our content guy.
He'd come on here, yeah. No, I would keep Berger and I would keep Gray. I like Archie Gray. I feel like Archie's had
I don't want anyone near that football club, manager, player, that thinks they're too good for Spurs. Get out. Yeah? Let's go back to being like,
a bit wholesome.
Oh, yeah, wholesome.
Let's try and bring some players through. Let's focus on Mikey Moore.
Mikey Moore. When you got no one on the left-hand side.
Why have we not recalled Mikey Moore?
Even Vuskovic. Why haven't we recalled him?
But is there a reason that we can't record
I don't know.
Is there a thing that says that you can't record them during...
Maybe the squad's like full.
Full.
But you can't change. We in the Champions League squad, we couldn't change too much.
No, fine, but what about the Prem? Unless there's a reason that none of us are aware of, why have you not recalled Mikey Moore?
That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
Not one bit of sense.
We don't go down the left. We wouldn't use him anyway.
True. Kid's got to warm the bench every single week, like Luca Williams-Barnett. You ever going to play him? Ever going to give them a chance?
But this is... I would be... It'd be hard to chuck some of them in right now.
They can't be worse.
And be like...
Why? They're going to be playing in the Championship.
Yeah, but that's when they show a bit of bravery and a bit of tenacity and go, here's what I can do.
A bit more direct.
Yeah,
I'll put Byfield at right back over Pedro Porro. Like, give him a go.
Well, let's talk about Fulham and get some predictions. But before we do that, now it's time for us to build our bet builder with BetMGM. Remember, you can download the app or head to betmgm.co.uk. As much as I'd like to have a win, I don't see it. No. And I can't back another team to beat us, so I'm going to go for a draw.
I think a draw is the best outcome. I think if we get a draw, that's a positive result.
That's a point
any points on the board now, we've just got to take them with 2 hands.
Abbi?
It's not good enough. It's not good enough. I don't think that Spurs have the wiggle room, personally. Like, I've said that last week. We don't have the wiggle room, but...
You know, but they were saying,
take it.
Don't lose.
Yeah, anything. But I said that at the weekend. But yeah, anything other than a loss, obviously take a draw. Bite your hand off right now.
I can't see it being a 0-0, so I'm going to go with both teams to score.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely... I can see a 2-2 draw.
I think seeing us getting more than 2 goals. I think 1-1. I can see it'll be sketchy, and I just feel like our defence is just really leaky at the moment. That's the problem I have. It's just really...
It's leaky.
Yeah, even so, I just think like Spurs, even with the Arsenal game the weekend, it's like, I think if we get a chance, we'll quickly take it and we'll have no chances.
Our chance creation to shots was all right at the weekend.
But we take so few shots.
Yeah.
And it's been the story.
Well, this is why the next part of the bet build is great.
I've actually seen the bet builder.
It's like I've seen it.
Spurs to have under 2.5 shots on target.
Yeah, it's probably
Arnie's shot in the first half was like the only one.
I think that's very reasonable.
Yeah.
On target,
yeah.
we might get 2.5 shots in general.
Yeah, I think XG's not been our friend.
It's not been great. So we're going to go with a draw, both teams to score, and Spurs to have under 2.5 shots on targets.
Yeah.
That's where we're at, guys. That's where we're at.
We can't put wins.
Honestly, it's just... Guys, listen, have some faith. And to you at home watching in the comments as well, have some faith. I don't think we're going down, but we need to buck... They do. But we need to sort this out, and we need to sort this out sharpish. That's all we've got time for right now on Inside Spurs, but we'll be back next week with more uplifting vibes. Don't forget the show is sponsored by BetMGM. Download the app or visit betmgm.co.uk, 18 plus. Gambleaware.org. Please gamble responsibly. Thank you to Abbi and Sonny. For goodness sake, up the Spurs.